I'm here in Marissa Tomei's kitchen. You look amazing, by the way.
Thank you. 59, going strong.
What do you do? What's your secret?
I have many secrets.
Do you take collagen? I used to, but I guess it comes from like pig and cow parts.
I take collagen from ocean sources. That's the best kind because it's the most similar to human collagen. But it still won't give you the true benefits unless you combine it with a couple of other things and then you take them all together.
Really? So it's like a special concoction?
It's a special concoction. It's my special skincare concoction. And actually, it's really terrific for hormone health, for positive moods, digestion, for metabolism. Every woman over 30 could be taking it.
Spill the tea. What do you take?
Do you really want to know? This is what people aren't talking about when it comes to women's health. Yes, our bodies change during perimenopause and menopause. That's perfectly normal. But we hope that healthy food would make up the difference to our changing bodies. If we don't get the right things in our diet, health issues follow. Take a look at this chart. 80% of osteoporosis patients are women. That's the same with joint health. 75% of arthritis patients are women. 80% of autoimmune patients overall are women. 2/3 of Alzheimer's patients are women. Even dry eye affects 9 women for every 1 man. Strong bones, smooth digestion, clear vision, healthy joints. We all hope these things are supported by a very healthy diet. But then a healthy diet alone doesn't seem to get the job done. And this doesn't make sense. According to a 2019 report from Harvard Medical School, women in general eat 50% healthier than men. 50% more healthy vegetables and fruits, and they also see the doctor more regularly, they drink less alcohol, they smoke less cigarettes, so something's up. Many foods we're eating are missing certain elements, certain properties that all of us, but particularly women, need to be healthy and thrive. I'm not just talking about junk food. I'm talking about vegetables that are kind of healthy, but kind of aren't. A few years ago, I discovered that when I ate certain foods, including a couple rare ones, I just felt better. And that's why I made this video. My name's Marissa Tomei, and I'm going to share why some fruits and veggies we think of as generally healthy may actually be causing a lot of common health issues. I'm here to tell you firsthand, I have personally experienced this, and I want to share exactly how simple it is to really transform your health for the better. And the best part is, it's easy. This works for women and for men, but this video is particularly important for women because a lot of what we've been told about our health is flat out wrong. And fellas, listen up. You've got a wife, a sister, a daughter, a mother. You need to hear this too. So how is it that so many common foods we shop for are missing vital things that we need? Let's take a stroll. The grocery store. It looks like there's a gazillion brands to choose from, right? Actually wrong. Here's what we haven't been told. About 80% of this food is produced by just 10 companies. Crazy. 10 huge food conglomerates in charge of thousands of foods we put in our bodies. And even some of our favorite small farm, cute brands, they're actually owned by one of these 10 gigantic corporations. Maybe you're thinking, so what's the big deal? This is why it's a big deal. These companies don't just package the foods. They own the machines that process it. They own the seeds used to grow it. And maybe most importantly, the soil it grows in. And that means whether you buy a box of cookies or a bunch of green beans, we're likely getting food from factory farmed soil that in a lot of cases has been stripped of valuable minerals and nutrients that our body needs, like antioxidants and omega-3s and probiotics and polyphenols and adaptogens, all vital elements needed to keep our bones strong, our memory healthy, our moods positive. The more I looked into it, I came to see that soil depletion, it's a very real issue. So much so that even when you buy organic, you're often getting fruits and vegetables from depleted soil. So it's not surprising that there's a direct correlation between the damage that's been done to our food over the last 50 years and many health issues rising over the same period of time. We've heard of the gender pay gap, right? What we're seeing is a gender health gap. I know so many people who are experiencing this themselves. They go out of their way to eat healthy, to exercise, to do all the things that the experts say to do. And yet they have a lot of these nagging health issues that they just can't seem to kick. When we ask our doctors, the medical community basically has the same by-the-book answer. Well, these changes are just due to perimenopause or menopause. When estrogen production goes down, these health issues go up. Maybe you've had this happen to you. You see a doctor and they make you feel like it's just not as bad as you say it is. It's just going to pass on its own. I know for me, I leave feeling like nobody heard me. I had this exact thing happen to me a few years back. I was on a set, I was shooting a movie, and I really started to feel awful. My stomach was in knots. The doctor blew me off. He treated me like I was exaggerating. I was sure that something was wrong, but he acted like it was all in my head. Long story short, I went to another doctor who figured out what was wrong. The thing is, the medical disparity and disregard between men and women, it's very frustrating. We don't need to be told that we don't know what we're feeling when we know what we're feeling when it comes to our well-being. And I can't believe this. One study found that women who went to the emergency room with severe stomach pain had to wait for 33% longer than men with the same symptoms. And for women of color, the issue is much worse. According to the American Heart Association, Black women who went to the ER with chest pain waited on average 15 minutes longer than their white counterparts. Obviously, when it comes to heart attacks, that can lead to very serious consequences. Too often, the message is, it's natural for women to have health problems, so just accept it. When we're young, we feel like we have to just put up with things. But as you get older, we say, you know what? I don't have to put up with this. My standards aren't the problem. This should be working better. That's how I feel about women's health. Just because these health issues are common doesn't mean they're normal. You do not need to just accept these issues as a given, especially when you feel like you're doing everything right, yet seemingly feeling worse. But it's not gloom and doom. Everything that's missing is stuff that we can get back in. Not with cheap multivitamins, which just never really cut it, but with actual foods. And when you get those certain powerful compounds back into your diet, you can restore all of the things that are vital to health. Strong joints and muscles, smooth digestion, better metabolism, clear vision, more energy, elevated mood, glowing skin, thick full hair. Just feeling and looking your best inside and out. And no, you don't need to start your own farm to do it. I'm a Brooklyn girl, and just as much as I'd love to grow perfect food all day long, I really just don't have the time or the space for it, and odds are neither do you. Fortunately, there are foods that haven't been affected by soil depletion. Researchers have done a bunch of tests on thousands of foods, and it turns out there are a lot of foods that still contain the good stuff our bodies need. Hiding between half the fruits and veggies in the produce aisle, there really are some winners. Okay, so let's get into it with body restoration food number 1, gut health superfoods. You've probably heard about gut health before. It's a major factor in digestion, in controlling food cravings, even in our mood and our skin health. But what a lot of people don't know is that it's crucial for hormone health as well, particularly for women. In fact, estrogen levels are regulated almost entirely in your gut. Serotonin too, which is your body's natural feel-good hormone. 95% of serotonin made in the gut. Speaking of mood, a really important aspect of gut health is what's referred to as the gut-brain axis. There's a nerve called the vagus nerve. I love the vagus nerve. It connects your digestive tract to your brain. And when your gut health isn't doing well, this nerve triggers the release of stress chemicals in your brain. And this is why people who experience IBS or really any digestive issues, they also tend to develop feelings of stress and anxiousness and even depressive thoughts. It's not just because of the digestive problems in and of themselves. It's because there's a direct connection between your gut health and mental health. And you add it all up and you get that overwhelmed feeling that so many people have dealt with. Again, someone may have told you at some point just to tough it out when you're having like some really rough moods. It's not about trying to have a positive attitude all the time. Of course that helps, but there is a literal chemical issue going on inside our bodies. There's something that can help, and that would be getting your gut back in balance. When it comes to supporting gut health, the first thing we need to bring back is probiotics, which are the healthy bacteria we need in our digestive tract. These are the good guys that keep our digestion in balance. And for women specifically, there are special probiotics that contribute to healthy hormone levels, including supporting positive moods. And while a lot of good bacteria may be missing from our soil, we can get probiotics back into our diets simply by fermenting certain foods. That process creates new probiotics. And when we eat these foods, then we get all the gut health benefits. We know that probiotics are important because our ancestors from virtually every culture on Earth came up with their own special methods of putting probiotics back into foods through fermentation. In fact, fermented foods used to represent up to 40% of our ancestors' diets. Want to know what a few of my favorite fermented foods are that are great for healthy gut? Sauerkraut. Fermented cabbage is a probiotic staple of so many cultures, Slavic, German, even in ancient Rome and China, they ate naturally sauerkraut. Another one I love is Greek yogurt, Bulgarian yogurt, which people all over the world have been eating for thousands of years. And I'm Italian, and in Italian culture, a lot of people eat fermented olives. They aren't just delicious, they're packed with lactobacillus, one of the best probiotics for overall health, particularly for women. Why? Let's get down to it. There's a ton of really common issues women experience. You know what they are. It's common. Bacterial infections, yeast infections, UTIs, that are all caused by overgrowth of certain bacteria, specifically Candida. Combating that's all about pH balance. But there are certain fermented foods that contain good bacteria that directly balance it out. The solution is as simple as eating probiotic-rich foods, which is why people have been doing this for thousands of years. It naturally keeps your body in balance, your entire body. In fact, in one study, people who ate fermented olives had better digestion, lower stress, they lost fat, and they gained muscles. And as we say in Italian, mangia bene. And look, you don't have to eat these with every meal. Just getting fermented foods into your diet 3 or 4 times a week is a major help to supporting your gut and your hormones. And it's not just about probiotics. Probiotics only work when you feed them the fuel they need to multiply and thrive. And the food that probiotics love is called prebiotic fiber. Fiber, as you know, is super important. It helps with all sorts of digestive issues. And prebiotic fiber is so important because it feeds those super gut buddies. So my top prebiotic fiber foods are onions, garlic, asparagus. Okay, I know what you're thinking, so just hear me out. They're all delicious. They're incredibly good for the gut and for hormone health. Prebiotic fiber is one of the things that fortunately hasn't been stripped from our foods. So things like my beloved garlic, my stinking rose, and asparagus, they still pack a punch when it comes to health benefits. You can cook them however you like. You can add them to pasta, you can add them to stew, whatever gets them into your diet. So those are the gut boosters. We also have to add back something really important that's been stripped out of a lot of fruits and vegetables. So body restoration food number 2, polyphenols. Polyphenols are super antioxidants. They're supposed to be found in all kinds of fruits and vegetables, but again, our modern produce just does not have the good stuff that it once did. In one study, polyphenols were found to keep blood sugar and cholesterol levels in the normal range. In another study, scientists found that people who ate the highest amount of polyphenol-rich foods may have healthier blood sugar levels. That's something I'm always affected by. Polyphenols can even help people with memory and brain function. And you know what? If you can spell polyphenols, your memory or brain function, they're still pretty good. Polyphenols are also naturally beneficial to gut health. They play a crucial role in fighting things like bloating, occasional constipation, other forms of digestive discomfort. And study after study shows eating more polyphenols can help people lose weight. So when we go shopping for produce, we need to be 100% sure to pick things that pack a major amount of polyphenols, so we're always getting what we need. Okay, so how do you tell which fruits and veggies still have their polyphenols and weren't ruined by soil depletion? You're going to laugh because you can literally see the polyphenol-rich foods simply by looking. Here's the rule of thumb. Darker equals better. That's right. Polyphenols actually change the color of fruits and vegetables. And the colors you want to look for are red, purple, dark green. Usually the darker and more colorful, that's better. I go for blackberries. I go for tart cherries, especially blueberries. These are polyphenol superfoods. For example, raw blueberries contain about 10 times more polyphenols than grapes and 70 times more polyphenols than a peach. So nothing against peaches, but. So this is stuff nobody really tells us. It's a simple thing like reaching for dark berries instead of a peach. It could help you have more energy, better metabolism, brighter skin, healthier heart. By the way, the same rule goes for vegetables. So romaine lettuce isn't really bad for you. It's great to have fiber, but those light green leaves, it means it doesn't have as much nutritional power as darker options like spinach or like kale. And you already know onions are great for prebiotic fiber, but if you want fiber and polyphenols, guess which onion is best? My favorite color, red. Red onions. Okay, so orange versus a blood orange. They look the same on the outside, but this one on the right is a blood orange. And that deep red color, it's so beautiful to look at. It also means that this orange is packed with all kinds of polyphenols that a regular orange just isn't. Blood oranges have double the vitamin A, triple the polyphenols, 9 times as many antioxidants as navel oranges. It's wild. Plus, they're delicious. So always try and pick up blood oranges whenever they're in season near you. Okay, and as great as polyphenols are, there's another category of food that I might love even more: mushrooms. Mushrooms, one of those foods that's so powerful for our health. They've been used for centuries in Eastern traditions. One of the most amazing things about mushrooms, they are connected by huge mycelial networks. So in a way, mushrooms, they actually talk to each other. And that really leads to some really positive things. For instance, unlike factory farming, mushroom growth actually replenishes and detoxifies the soil where they grow. And when you eat mushrooms, those detoxification powers get passed on to you. So you see why I love them. But which mushrooms you choose makes all the difference. For instance, these are white button mushrooms. Now, they're pretty good for you. They're a nice source of vitamin D, so they're really good for adding to meals. However, there are other mushrooms with health benefits so powerful that they just blow these out of the water. My favorite is probably lion's mane. Lion's mane is this blooming mushroom. It looks kind of like a pom-pom. The health benefits in these guys, they're incredible. According to Forbes, lion's mane can help support healthy blood sugar and blood pressure levels. They can help protect your heart, your liver, kidney health. They're a major mood booster. They're a natural immunity booster. And studies show that they can even stimulate memory, help keep your brain healthy. And it's probably not a coincidence that lion's mane is also a major gut health superfood. So that's all from just one mushroom. When I first added lion's mane to my diet, I felt more grounded and I felt calmer. And when I began adding these other restoration foods we've talked about to my diet, I really started to feel like my body was just working. And what really worked for me was when I started adding a few really rare foods to my diet, some that I couldn't even find at a grocery store. I began to really understand that the solution wasn't more medications or the same bad advice that so many of us were fed our whole lives. What worked for me was combining different foods, different supplements, figuring out what combination works best at addressing all the specific needs that I'm sensing in my body. So here I am. I was adding more and more of these restoration foods to my diet, and I'm feeling better and better. Actually feeling better than I had in quite a few years just from adding these things to my diet. But there was one problem, and you might be thinking it to yourself right now. The healthier you want to get, the more rare foods you need to track down. And this is where I found myself a few years back. I felt like I had unlocked a lot of keys to great health, but at the same time, given the hectic pace of everyday life, just cooking a bunch of specially sourced foods and trying to find the right supplements from a provider that I actually trusted, it became a hard hill to climb week in and week out. I really wanted to find people who were experts in nutrition, who understand female biology, put women's health issues first when researching solutions, and I found them. Together, we formed a brand called Terra Mare with one goal. We wanted to combine all of these amazing restoration foods that I love, but find them from really pure, trusted sources. Make it easy to access. I'll tell you guys, it sounds simple, but it really took some time. I did find dedicated people to work with, people with decades of experience in health and nutrition. But it was so hard to track down pure, powerful ingredients. They kept at it for months and months, trying to get as many potent health boosters as they could. The team started with the probiotics and the prebiotics for gut health, what we talked about. Not just the normal probiotics you see in most supplements, but 5 really unique strains specifically geared towards women's health. Then they found a great source, not just for lion's mane, but for 4 more of my favorite mushrooms. They even put together a green alkalizing blend to flush out the toxins and boost nutrition even more. And their focus the whole time was tracking down these powerful health boosters grown in places, including the ocean, that are still teeming with all that good, healthy stuff that we need. They found multiple types of health-boosting algae from pristine ocean sources in Iceland, and a great type of marine collagen for skin and bone health. And they actually found a unique type of blood orange grown in Sicily, in soil at the foot of a volcano. That land is some of the most unique and nutrient-rich soil on Earth. And when you test the blood oranges grown there, the polyphenol levels are through the roof. And if we'd stopped there, I would have been really happy to finally have all the different supplements that I could trust in one place. That's the whole point. It's about making this easy. But since we were working with concentrated extracts, I thought, okay, so I don't want to take a bunch of different supplements. I asked the lab, could you put it all in one? And then they went back to the lab and they came back with one formula that I've been taking to transform my own health. So not a bunch of capsules, not even one. It's a simple drink you take every morning to restore your body and mind, and you can take it with you anytime, anywhere, and always. It's called Terra Mare's Morning Restore. And I'm really excited because Morning Restore is a combination of not just 1 or 2 or 3 ingredients, but 26 of some of the most powerful probiotics, prebiotics, alkalizing greens, adaptogens, and polyphenol-rich superfoods on Earth. If you want, click the Learn More button below to read more about Morning Restore. But if you geek out on hearing about how these ingredients actually work, like me, I'm going to talk about everything. Terra and mare are Latin for earth and sea. That's a sacred combination. The one thing I've come to learn is merging land and sea is very powerful, and you want those truly powerful ingredients. So from the sea, we included a unique seaweed calcium complex called aquamin. It's a seaweed we harvest from pristine ocean waters off the coast of Iceland. Thanks to those very remote, extremely clean waters, aquamin is packed with over 72 trace minerals and nutrients. I just love trace minerals. I told you I'm a geek. This one ingredient, aquamin alone, packs more types of nutrients than most multivitamins. Speaking of powerful ocean sources, Morning Restore has another special ingredient, marine collagen. You've probably heard about the health benefits of collagen before. You might even take a collagen supplement, but this is marine collagen, and it's very unique. This type of collagen can support all kinds of physical benefits, like thick, lustrous-looking hair and stronger-feeling nails. Collagen is the key to firm, youthful skin. It's another reason why I love the formula. When you start getting the things you need in your diet, you don't just feel great on the inside, you see a lot of changes on the outside. And you know how important our gut health is to overall health. So Morning Restore has 5 different probiotic strains to help keep your digestive tract strong, keep hormones like estrogen and serotonin healthy and in the normal range. This team, they put together a formula that emphasized quality over quantity, focusing on 5 different strains of lactobacillus, that amazing probiotic I told you about earlier. These are the probiotics that support your body to fight bacterial overgrowth and other benefits specifically geared towards whole body health. This lab team, they added unique sources of prebiotic fiber, more powerful than anything you could find on your normal produce aisle. Acacia gum, baobab, a special fruit that's grown in the trees in Africa that's actually a polyphenol powerhouse. Prebiotic fiber, PS, can also make you feel more full, which means it's a nice, healthy way to support weight management. Morning Restore contains not just lion's mane, but a total of 5 powerful mushrooms, including maitake, shiitake, reishi, which some people call the longevity mushroom because of its impact on so many aspects of healthy aging. There are aspects of our health that we need to take care of more attentively as we get older. Because of a lot of simple things, they just tend to slip through the cracks. For instance, over 40% of American adults are low in vitamin D. That's a direct factor in most modern health issues, particularly joint and muscle-related conditions. That's why every serving of Morning Restore has vitamin D. So there's just one less thing you have to worry about. Morning Restore is about making your life easier, just easier, simpler. I know that taking 10 different supplements a day can be overwhelming and just, ugh. So Morning Restore puts it all into one place. That's also why magnesium is included. That's a major nutrient many people don't get from a basic diet, which can also support mood and reduce feelings of anxiousness. It also helps you sleep. In fact, studies show people fell asleep faster when they took magnesium. Magnesium is especially important for women because it helps with several common health issues like abdominal discomfort and bloating. Morning Restore has also got apple cider vinegar, which has been known for years to support heart health and help support healthy blood sugar levels. This formula is boosted even more with a complete green alkalizing blend that can help support healthy muscle mass in women, keeping our bodies feeling strong. It's a mix of barley and kale and alfalfa, lemon juice, special spirulina microalgae from the blue waters of Kona, Hawaii, as well as the super herb astragalus. Astragalus is an herb with legendary immune-supporting properties, something that gets more and more important as we move through life. And speaking of fighting off the signs of aging, here's another one of my favorite parts of this formula. The unique red-orange complex I told you about from the volcanic soil in Sicily. It's loaded with specific polyphenols that can help fight the signs of skin aging. The clinical studies show that this orange extract not only helped reduce the appearance of wrinkle depth, it improved skin elasticity. Women who took this regularly actually saw a reduction in the appearance of dark spots and pigmentation caused by the sun. Wow. You can see why I'm in love with this drink. Morning Restore supports your mind, supports your body, supports your spirit. Almost anything your body needs to feel best, Morning Restore has it. And it's just so easy to make. You just take 1 scoop of this powder, you mix it with 8 ounces of water, and drink. It has a flavor that's easy to drink with or without a meal. We have an unflavored version that's really tangy because you can taste the natural ingredients, which I really like that one. It's really great. Also, if you want to add that to smoothies or any other beverage. And really, that's it. You just need to drink this once a day in the morning with food or without. That's up to you. I really do believe that health is the most important resource we have. That's the reason this team worked so hard on this. The way you feel, the way you look, it really impacts every aspect of our lives. And for too long, people have had to just cross their fingers when it comes to trusting that they're getting everything their body needs to be healthy. Morning Restore is a truly meaningful way of taking that first step towards cherishing your body's best health. When you take it, you know you're getting the exact things you need to be healthy from researchers who think about female health first, not last. So let's talk about how you can try this revolutionary formula yourself. By keeping this a small batch formula that only we make, they can keep quality really high and ship it directly to customers. Well, there's actually 2 places you can get it. One is the Terra Mare website for regular price, and one is right here, right now. I really want to thank you for watching this whole video. And if you click the Learn More link under this video, you can go to a special order page and you can get Morning Restore right now for $20 off of the regular price, which is, I think, pretty awesome considering this is equal to 26 different supplements in one. But that page is only available while this video is actually playing, so definitely check it out now before it goes away. Also, to help speed up your journey to amazing health, Terra Mare is creating even more savings on our 3 and our 6 jar options. Like any dietary change, you're probably going to see greater and greater benefits over time. I'm still noticing improvements each week. So try the 3 or 6 jar packages. You can really let those polyphenols and probiotics and mushrooms and greens take hold in your body and really replenish it. All the good stuff that's been missing. Best of all, every purchase of Morning Restore comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. That means you can use every drop, and if you're not totally thrilled for any reason, you just send it back for a full refund of the purchase price. I think that you're going to fall in love with this, but I still love knowing people can try this with no risk at all. Terra Mare is serious about choosing sources that aren't just good for our health, but grown sustainably and in a way that's actually good for the environment. That's why Morning Restore uses organic, non-GMO sources for all our mushrooms, our entire green alkalizing blend, our baobab fruit, the apple cider vinegar, all organic and non-GMO from places you can trust. It's why the marine collagen is wild caught from clean Arctic sources. I'm particularly proud of that. Terra Mare is an American company creating jobs here at home. The warehouse is located right here in the United States. It means if you order now, you could start feeling these changes within a couple days. I'm also going to email you after every order, and I'm going to check in every week to see how you're doing. And when you start seeing and feeling all of these great changes, drop me an email. Let me know. Hearing how this formula is changing people's lives is seriously one of the best parts of standing behind this brand. My favorite thing about Morning Restore is how easy it is. One of the things I hear most from women I meet is a really common feeling. I have it. It's a feeling of overwhelm. Maybe you're like me. When I was growing up, I felt a lot of pressure to just be perfect, and the way you act, the way you look, and just a weight of a lot of expectations on me. That pressure can be really unbearable. For a lot of women, it's something we're told not even to talk about or really even notice that it's happening. But as I've matured, the thing I've learned is that I don't need to live my life based on what other people think. I want my body to feel good, but I want that for me, because it makes me happy to know that my body is working right. Honestly, your body is so incredible. It has the tools it needs to repair itself inside and out, to keep you looking and feeling your best at any age. Remember, your body has the power to strengthen bones, to repair damaged skin, to convert calories into energy. You just need to give it the right fuel, the fuel most of us have been missing. It isn't impossible. It's not even hard to do. We all have the power to start restoring the vital nutrients our bodies need. But nobody can do it for you. You have to be the one to take charge and say, I'm going to make this happen. Click the next step button below so you can join me and so many other people who have taken control of our health and are loving the way that it feels.